Hello everybody and welcome to the pilot episode of Gaming Soon. This is the guy with a shotgun in his head, Killatia, and this is the jester pretending to be a Mexican, Erico.
How you doing?
Yeah, so what we're basically going to be doing with this show is we're going to be talking about 3 games that are coming up, either very soon or very far. In this case, like very soon. And what are the games that we're going to be talking about today?
I believe we're going to be talking about Borderlands 2, even though it's a game that really doesn't need talking about.
Well, we might as well, because we'll get extra hits that way.
And then we had some other games I completely forgot what we were doing.
Koata Apprentice and Hell Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about Borderlands 2, because that's the game that's coming out very soon. This Tuesday to be exact, and you already have it pre-ordered.
Yeah, on PC. I'm a PC guy.
Yeah, if I was going to pre-order it, I'm going to do PC too. And we just watched recently the latest trailer where Handsome Jack is telling our heroes that it's going to be a long way to defeat him.
Yeah, well, I mean, I actually think that the trailer does a really good job of summing up what the game is going to be about. Because really what it boils down to is co-op and guns, and it has all that in the trailer, so...
Yeah, and the trailer does a very good job of showcasing the different classes too, like the Siren has the ability to manipulate the elements, and the Assassins goes all out on you with a slice and dicey sword, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. I think that the soldier is actually one of the more boring characters in the game. I also noticed that there's a distinct lack of the Necromancer, which is also supposed to be coming out as DLC shortly after launch.
Well, maybe they didn't put the Necromancer in the trailer because it is going to be DLC. Who knows?
Perhaps.
But still, we're still looking forward to it, even though he has a pre-order and I don't. But only because I'm trying to save up some money for like a new camera and the Wii U that's supposed to come out this November. But yeah, this is definitely a game that both of us are looking forward to, correct?
Yeah.
So thumbs up for both of us. No official rating yet, so if you want to do a rating, let us know. And then we're going to talk about now Koata Apprentice, which is coming up for the 3DS, like September 25th.
Very provocative.
Yeah, there was like a lot of sexualization with the woman, but not too much because, you know, it is rated T-15 and for the 3DS.
Yeah. But still, I can understand why they go for like some of the sexualization, because that seems like they're kind of trying to aim a little bit for the core audience of the kind of people that would play that sort of thing.
Yeah, but in the trailer we saw was mostly around multiplayer, but they did show a few anime scenes as well that could be in the game as well.
Yeah, one of the problems that I actually have with the trailer was that it showed anime for almost half of the trailer, so it's like, so it seemed like they were kind of reluctant to show off gameplay.
Yeah, what gameplay they did show up seemed like that one Saturn game, Guardians Defenders, what it's called? Like it had a Guardians name. Oh, Guardian Heroes, what that called?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was called Guardian Heroes. Like, I'll type it in later in the video. And like what they did show is similar to that game, with like a combination of final fight with RPG elements. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. One of the I think the deal breaker for me as far as the game goes is if I'm not mistaken, it's actually already out in Japan. And I've heard there's actually a lot of frame rate issues about it, and I feel that it's a bit of a deal breaker. And I'm sure you guys are watching the trailer right now instead of watching us yap our mouths here with our silly hats. But there's actually a couple instances that I noticed in the trailer where the frame rate slowdown is actually visible. So if you keep an eye out on the trailer, you should get an idea of what I'm talking about there. And it's not just in the multiplayer. I hear that it's rampant in the single player too.
Well, hopefully they'll get that fixed up in the English version. But one thing that really caught my attention was the inclusion of online multiplayer, which I didn't even realize until the trailer.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you. I was a little bit surprised that they actually put in multiplayer. It seemed like it was just going to be a single player affair when I first heard about it.
Yeah, so anyway, like if you haven't seen the trailer in this video, we'll have a link to it in the description so you can see it in action. Okay, and the last game I wanted to talk about is Hell Yeah.
when I first saw the trailer, like the name kind of threw me off, and I was like, this game's probably not going to be that interesting. But actually, as I started watching the trailer, it seemed to intrigue me more and more. It seemed like a pretty interesting concept. It seemed like I could liken it more to like a Flash game, a more refined Flash game.
Yeah, it's like an action-packed platforming game with, a lot of guns, and what the trailer showed us, what we're going to show, is like a lot of customizations as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the games that, I wanted to check out, but forgot while I was at E3. And I know the Irate gamer took a look at that game, so if you want, a more in-depth, I say take a look at his interview. I'll put a link to his video down in the description as well.
And of course, you can always just check out the trailer yourself and get a good idea. I mean, it looks like a pretty interesting game to me, but I think the price point is what's going to make it or break it for me as far as the PC version is concerned.
Yeah, so that's it. And the game is going to be out October 9th, I believe. That's what it says in the trailer, right?
I wasn't paying too much attention there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's October 9th for the Hell Yeah game, so we're definitely going to keep an eye on that.
Alright.
Okay, and last but not least is a segment that we're going to call the Greenlight Watchtower. If you don't know what that is, Steam recently released an update called Greenlight, where indie developers can submit their games through the programs, and the people get to vote which games they want to see on Steam so they can buy it.
So if it looks like ass, you get to vote it down, which, some of them actually... A lot of them seem like over-glorified Flash games. I know I said that already for Hell Yeah, but that was the biggest problem that I have with Greenlight. When I heard about Greenlight, I was expecting it to be a little more on the high end, but it seems to be like a mishmash of...
Well, there was also a lot of problem with jokes and offensive games. Valve tried to combat it with like a new $100 fee. I don't necessarily agree with that fee, but anything to keep like the offensive and not real games out the service, I say yeah.
And it seems like $100 is kind of a small price to pay considering the kind of profit you'd make if your game took off.
Yeah. Well, anyway, enough about the Greenlight. Let's get on to our Watchtower segment where we take a look at some of the Steam games on here that's not getting a whole lot of attention.
Right.
But should. The first one is Saturday Morning RPG, which was already released on the iOS, and I'm looking forward to, becoming a new Steam game. Well, let's pause that because we don't have permission from Pocket Gamers to play their videos, but anyway, from what I understand, it's a homage to the 1980s Saturday morning cartoons, which I can get behind. Like, granted, I only watched Saturday morning cartoons in the 90s, but I can still relate to these games because Saturday morning cartoons was amazing. Would you agree, Eric?
Yeah, I was the same way when I was growing up. I thought it was, I was all about the Saturday morning cartoons of it. That's the nostalgia goggles talking right there.
Yeah, and what we see here so far in screenshots here, it's very lively with like 8-bit or 16-bit sprites going at it, RPG, and like on the iOS, the first episode is free, so if you're not sure about paying it, well hey, there's a nice little slice of demo here that you can try out.
I think if they put the first episode in as a demo, I might give it a shot, but as far as the trailer went and and as far as the pictures that I'm seeing here now, it hasn't completely sold me, mostly because it looks like an iOS game. It's not something I really expect to see on Steam, because there's a lot of games on Steam that legitimately retro it down for any reason, I guess for just to make it look good, but are more appealing to nostalgia value. But from what I'm seeing here, it is very clearly an iOS game.
Well, I can see where it comes from, but they can always make tweaks to the PC versions because like one of the main attack methods is tap tap tap, so that's going to be changing.
Obviously.
If we're going to hit the PC. Now, I only have 2% of the upvotes needed to get Greenlight, so like, I do recommend you like Well, Eric is still on the fence, but I do recommend, giving it a thumbs up because it's one of the games I would like to see on Steam because I would definitely buy it. And the next game I want to talk about is Project Giana. And the only reason I'm really taking a look at it because it reminds me of the old European PC games, Giana Sisters, which was originally like a Super Mario ripoff, but here it looks original, to say the least. At least through the screenshots.
At least the graphics is better in this case.
Yeah. Like, they really designed this game to take advantage of the PC.
That's another problem that I have with a lot of Steam ports is that, they don't really fix it up for PC, and that's really a major problem.
Yeah, but what here it seems like going to be looked a lot better than like that DS game on Giana Sisters as well, so.
I'm not certain I'm completely sold on this one either, but it looks okay.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather see it in action before I really make a decision on that.
Yeah, I would like to at least give this game a shot, which is one of the reasons why I'm giving this a thumbs up, because this seems like a game worth your time.
I think it's probably going to have a little bit more success than the previous game that we looked at. Because as of the time of the taping here, it seems like it's got 12% of the votes that it needs.
12% of the votes, yeah. I say Saturday Morning Cartoon worth it more because of nostalgic, but I could definitely see this coming out first, so. So yeah, Giana Sisters and Saturday Morning Cartoons. The Watchtower says keep your eyes on this.
Yep.
Like, if you guys have any recommendations of any Greenlight games you want to take a look at, don't be afraid to give us a shout on Twitter or YouTube or even email. Like, I'll put those links in the credits after this video. Anything else you want to talk about, man?
Actually, there is one thing I wanted to talk about. As far as Greenlight goes, they also approved the first 10 games.
Oh yes they did. And one of those first games approved is actually a fan-made remake of the original Black Mesa.
Yeah, the original Half-Life.
Yeah. And what I see here, at least pictures are concerned, is like...
It looks really good.
Look very good, indeed.
Considering if the comments or anything to go on, considering that it might be free, I'd be all over that.
Well, it is going to be free because it's more or less a mod of Half-Life 2 with Half-Life 1 map system.
Alright, and I'll definitely be playing it.
Yeah, and the graphics look very amazing. Look very well damn good for a mod project. I think it took this started ever since Half-Life 2 was released. Excuse me. I was saying, people have been working on this project for years, almost a decade, so this should definitely be something that you should be checking out because it is free to boot as well.
You can't be free.
So that's it for the Greenlight Watchtower.
Yep.
Do you have anything else to say?
No, I think that's about it.
And I think that wraps up today's episode. Like I said, I'll put Twitter, YouTube, and email at the end of the credits so you can tell us if there's any games you want us to keep an eye out on. And if it's good enough, we'll definitely keep an eye on it. What do you say, Eric?
Yeah, definitely.
So this is Killatia and Erico signing off. See you next time.
See you.
I can't believe I had to cough at the toes again.
Couldn't hold it in?
Could not hold it in.